right now we're seeing a lot of Africans in the WWE, you know, from Apollo to, you know, Commander Azeez to Omos. And I think the standout one here, especially relating to you, would obviously be Kofi Kingston, who actually won the WWE Championship and took it back to his homeland of Ghana, where you're from. You know, seeing guys like that compete in the WWE, how does that inspire you to, you know, continue to push and one day maybe make it to the main roster?
Oh, it's beautiful to see, to be honest, because I just think 10 years back, you didn't see that, you know what I mean? Like, people weren't as openly, they weren't as openly I'm African as like now, because now it's such a big thing and such a important thing to do. And that's like when I started back 10 years ago, I always had that mindset too. And it's so nice to see, because like when I started, I always said, like, I'm always going to tell people I'm half Swiss, half Ghanaian, but I grew up in Nigeria and I have like more influence of the African culture. And I always wanted to show that. I always wanted to bring that to the table. I always wanted to see, let the wrestling fans, because if you think about wrestling, and I'm telling you I'm from Ghana, I have to say Africa, because people will be like, okay, now I get it. But I wanted people to see Ghana. I wanted people to see Nigeria. I wanted to see them, like, the continent is big, and like, yeah, we're Africans, but we have different vibes and different culture. And it was so important for me to see, or to do it my way of saying, okay, I'll tell them I'm from Ghana, and I'll let them know what it means to be from Ghana. And then seeing this, the switch, how Kofi did it, how Apollo is doing it now, where they're like saying, okay, look, I'm from Ghana, this is me. I'm from Nigeria, this is me. It's really beautiful to see, and I'm loving it, because I'm like, okay, that's it. Because now other small kids, you know, they can grow up and say, look, I got this guy over there, and he's representing me. He's representing my country. He's representing us, and that's always something I love to do. And like you said, if I could go to the main roster, that's the thing I also like love to bring too, because like you got Omos there, we got Apollo there, we got Kofi there. So why not have another one there, right?
Yeah, I can see how much the African influence means to you, even without even speaking to you, you know. On your entrance gear, you can see the Ghanaian flag, you know. On your ring gear, we can see the African colors. We can see the star on your waist belt, you know. Why do you think it was important to incorporate those things into your persona?
It's just, I always like my persona, all you see in the wrestling ring is who I am. And the most authentic person I am is just being this half Ghanaian kid, half African kid with all the influences, because like I grew up in an African household, even if my father is Swiss, but my mom is Ghanaian. So she brought everything into it. So that's why it was for me so important to let people know, look, it's okay to be that way, and it's okay to grow up, and maybe you don't see it from straight up, but this is who I am. And that's also like, if you see me having, like you said, everything with the ring gear and the flag and everything, that's why I also have like dreadlocks, because that's for me the symbol of roots. That's why I started with doing like having the dreadlocks from the beginning. Like I was like, I want something to like where I have the influence of the Ghanaian culture, the African culture. And that's me having dreadlocks, because it's the roots of life. That's why it all started. And so I would say the most important thing for me is just being authentic and being who I am and showing it to the people.
I love that story about the dreadlocks, man. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Obviously, we have NXT UK. You know, we're starting to see WWE expand across the world. You know, WWE are having influences in countries like India, for example. Would you like to see an establishment like that grow in Africa, maybe, and have like a WWE Africa or a WWE Ghana, for example?
Oh, that would be pretty sweet. I've been thinking and dreaming of it pretty long, because I mean, there's everywhere talented people, and it's always like what you look for. And I mean, like if you go and look at some African athletes, we got some big, strong guys there. So if the rest of the world can do it, why couldn't we do it, you know? And I would love to see that. I'd love to see a WWE or NXT, Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, whatever, something that is the middle point where we can bring those African athletes to one place, train them, and be superstars for themselves. Because the African culture, the African continent loves wrestling. So why not bring it to them?
I think the African culture loves combat sport in general when it comes to boxing,
The
the MMA. Man, the MMA is crazy over there. Like it's insane. We see how many African champions there are in there, so it's only understandable. But I think WWE had a card scheduled for South Africa in 2020, but it didn't obviously go through because of the COVID pandemic and stuff. But would you? Is that something that you'd love to do one day? You know, perform in Africa.
Oh, I would love to. I would love to. I think that would be like one of those bucket list things. If I could just say, maybe I'll wrestle, I don't know, like South Africa, just on the African continent. Just saying, I had the opportunity to do my job for the WWE in an African country. That would be bucket list things. I'm telling you.
Definitely, man. There's one thing that really stands out to me about you as well, and that's your tattoos. I can see that you have, the tattoo of Africa on your chest, and you've got Ghana and Nigeria highlighted in there, which I think is wonderful. But another thing that really stands out to me as well is the message on your chest as well, which says it's better to be a warrior in the garden than a gardener in a war. Can you explain that to us a little bit more?
It's something that has been following me also for the last couple of years, and I really like the quote because it just means, just because you have a necessary skill doesn't mean you have to always show it. You know what I mean? You don't always have to tell the people who you are. Sometimes you can just be it, and that's okay. And I just really like that message, because there are too many people who always want to show and act and tell everybody what they can do and what they can't. No, they'll never say what they cannot do, but they will always like to brag about themselves. And I always like it to be more chilled. Like, I know my skills and I know who I am, and that's the most important part for me. So I'll show you if it's necessary, and I'll not show you if I don't want to.